What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. We talked last week about President Zelensky hanging out with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, getting absolutely smacked around in the White House and then told to leave. What an embarrassment that was for Zelensky. Well, things have gotten worse. We need to talk about what happened last week because some hot mic moments were dropped in that meeting that have Zelensky saying some words that he probably shouldn't have. And we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about a bigger problem now as the virtue signaling and pandering to continue on with the violent war efforts in Ukraine continue to mount rather than a ceasefire. I want to show here what happened in the White House. Y'all remember the infamous meeting. It started out and then kind of got a little hectic. It got a little hectic. People got nuts. No, I'm kidding. Only kidding. That's not what happened. Let's a little humor for you guys getting into this. Let's take a look at what happened here. Ryan Garrettson, again, great X account. Go and follow Ryan Garrettson online. Always has great stuff. So it turns out Zelensky called Vance female dog. I've got to say that word because it comes up a few times in this broadcast, but the B word. He called him a female dog in Ukrainian during their meeting. Yeah, that'll get you booted out from the White House. Now, again, let's listen to the hot mic moment. It picks it up on camera, and then we're going to talk about that a little bit.
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda.
You see it there? Here it is. There's what he uttered under his breath while he's shaking his head. Many people saying, well, what does Sika whatever mean? And of course, it shows the translation. Just for anybody curious, there's an old Russian video that's gone viral with this term. But up here at the top, you can see it. Sika means female dog. While the other word, again, that's not part of what he was saying. But essentially, that's what this is. That's what he's calling J.D. Vance. Now, there's a little bit of context that was added to this video. You can see down here that another article came out adding context. We'll get into that. But what's really funny is that while this meeting went off the way it did, while Zelensky left, many Canadians were showing frustration over the weekend as all of our leaders in the federal government, every party, was saying we have to stand with Ukraine, we have to keep giving them money, we have to keep shoveling money into the furnace of the fire. I understand there's reasons that certain politicians are saying that, and I understand that hopefully everything is going to come to an end with Donald Trump. But what's funny now is you've got Zelensky now in Europe demanding that if America pulls out, that Europe simply just give him $250 billion now. Because why would he want to have a ceasefire? Why would he want to have peace? More money. Keep the money coming in. Here's the problem. Let's take a listen to the clip.
American money, good. Give us 250 billions, which are here in Europe, frozen Russian assets. No answer.
So he wants frozen Russian assets, but $250 billion. While Canada keeps giving billions and billions and billions of dollars to a war effort that Donald Trump made the very, very honest approach. You don't have the cards here. You're not winning this. There is no war effort here in which Zelensky can win. That's just a matter of statistic. That's fact. So why do we keep shoveling money into it when rather we push for peace? We push for a ceasefire. I think that's the safest way out. That's my personal opinion. I want to cite this article because here's what goes into that video. Did Zelensky call Vance what we think he did? Multiple social media users have claimed that Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky was overheard swearing in a Russian during a heated exchange with U.S. President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance in the Oval Office. Zelensky's visit to the White House on Friday was abruptly cut short after his meeting with Trump and Vance devolved into a shouting match in front of the media. The two U.S. officials accused the Ukrainian leader of gambling with World War III. I think that's a fair statement, due to his reluctance to negotiate peace with Russia, and of being disrespectful and ungrateful to the substantial military aid provided to Kiev by Washington. During the intense discussion, Vance highlighted Ukraine's challenges in conscripting additional troops and suggested that Ukraine should be thanking President Trump for the efforts to resolve the conflict between Moscow and Kiev. In response, Zelensky questioned how the vice president could understand Ukraine's issues without having visited the country. Vance replied that foreign leaders visiting Kiev are subject to propaganda tours orchestrated by the government. I would say that that's probably accurate. Footage from the meeting shows Zelensky at one point looking away during Vance's remarks, muttering a few words to himself with his microphone still on. And of course, you can see Ian Miles Chong with a tweet out here saying, "Incredible Sika." Zelensky called J.D. Vance the B word under his breath when Vance was giving him a layout of the land. Although his words are not clearly audible, this is where the article starts to add context by saying, "Hey guys, let's not jump to conclusions." Although his words are not clearly audible, several Russian and Western social media accounts have suggested Zelensky said, "Suka," whatever, the vulgar Russian phrase popularized globally as "suka blet" by gamers and internet users that could be roughly translated to the B word or other extremities. So what they try to say here is they try to cover ground for him, that the expression is often not used as a direct insult, but to convey frustration or anger. It is also common in Ukrainian and sounds nearly identical. I really don't care. If he's talking like that, whether he's calling Vance that or not, you're in the Oval Office. You're a guest in someone's house. You're going to talk like that? Regardless of frustration or if it was directed at J.D. Vance. I don't think it's appropriate. This is the guy going on a begging tour across the world. Give us more money. Zelensky had traveled to Washington to finalize an agreement granting the U.S. rights to Ukraine's natural resources as compensation for military assistance. Keep in mind, he didn't sign that agreement while he was there. The signing ceremony and subsequent press conference, again, were canceled, and Zelensky was asked to leave prematurely. In an interview with Fox News, Zelensky described the Oval Office encounter as not good, but said he's not sure whether he did anything bad. If you're cursing in front of the president, and if you're like, are you kidding me? We've seen the clip over and over. He wouldn't shut up and listen. You're there asking for people's money, and rather than hearing what they have to say, you're going to throw it all back in their face for the sake of propaganda. You're going to try to brainwash them into, you either give us money or you're the bad guys. He doesn't know if he did anything bad. Give me a break. Trump told journalists that Zelensky would be welcome back to the White House only if he's ready to talk about peace. Unbelievable. Keep in mind, this is the guy that represents Ukraine. Look at him dancing around. I know he was a TV star, whatever it was he was a TV star for, before he became president of Ukraine. Unbelievable. This is Vladimir Zelensky. This is the guy who's going around the world saying, we don't want a ceasefire. We want to keep fighting. Are you kidding me? Am I the only one who thinks this is a joke? Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable what we're seeing in the world right now. I have to beg the question of why our Canadian leaders are so prominent to keep pushing for more and more money to come out of Canadians' pockets to send over on a forever war while we have mass problems at home, while we've got a border to fix, while we've got to put Canada first. Again, I'm not criticizing other leaders, but when people start talking about Canada first, maybe there was a joke circulating the internet this weekend saying maybe we should rename Canada Ukraine just so that our leaders actually put us first. That's the problem here, is that when you're doling out billions of dollars and you continue to dole out billions of dollars to a forever war, there's no hope of saving things for your own citizens, especially at a time when we don't have that money. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Should we continue funding this forever war, or should we start telling them, no, we're done, there's no more money, jump on board with a ceasefire? Let me know your thoughts down below. I know I have my opinions, but I beg to ask the viewer what your thoughts are. Let me know below. Give a thumbs up and a comment on the way out. It helps push this video out into the algorithm. If you enjoyed this video and it's your first time here, I hope it's earned your subscription. Make sure as you're hitting that button, you click your bell for notifications. Join me live here on the channel each and every Friday night for Friday Night Fringe, our live streaming show where I talk about everything that happened this week in politics, everything we know that's coming up in the week ahead, as well as some back and forth within the greatest YouTube community on the platform, joined by the very beautiful Mrs. Fringe. We look forward to hearing what you guys have to say each and every Friday, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say this Friday. Again, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.